I don't suppose there'll be anybody there just yet. I'm just making my coffee. I'll be on in about 2 or 3 minutes. Right, good morning boys and girls. It is the middle of the night, but my camera's not on because I've just woke up in the middle of the night. I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's now about 5 o'clock in the morning. So you see, I'm here. Still, I've got my dressing gown on, in my jammies, in my PJs, because I'm not ready to sort of wake up properly. It's still pitch dark outside, a few hours and it'll be breakfast time, and then I might sort my life out. Right, okay. So I am here. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whoever you are. Now it is usually a funny time of day this, because on one hand I'm live streaming to like no people, but on the people. It scared that away, but on the other hand, all the industries will be free. It's much easier to like get on with like fishing and just doing things. Oh, I've just remembered my alarm went off to go and get my crops while I was setting up my stream. I need to go and do that now, sugar. Oh, look at you from sunny South Africa. Did you just say that because you know I'm in freezing cold, wintry Scotland? You're just saying that to make me jealous. It worked. I wish I was in bloody sunny South Africa. Right, right, Nightmare, I do need to go and get my crops before I can really do anything else, unfortunately. I'm just harvesting. Should have did this before I started my stream, but We need to go and look at the Hearths, see how well Wildgroves is doing. It might not matter to me much this session. I don't even know if I'm going to be playing the Unions this session. I might hold all my stuff for the next session. Everybody's going to be fighting over the pets, innit? There's going to be some high players trying to fight over who's going to win the last 2 bats. And I don't necessarily desperately need another pet, so I might sit this one out. We'll see. Why is everything so laggy? Could be because if I got a YouTube window open somewhere. No. It could be that, yeah. Boom. Should I plant? Oh, I might as well. I'm just going to plant these. I might as well. Seeing as I've got the seeds, I might as well just do it. Does South Africa even get winter? Do you ever see any snow in South Africa? I bet you don't, like. Why does it keep lagging out like that? Oh, what the hell? What's going on? Why is it doing that? I'm just going to close some of these other things down. Right, I seen it. I don't know who I'm supposed to be sharing with this, but Manus got just before I came on stream, I noticed that Manus AI agent. It's not like Grok and Gemini and ChatGPT. It's not just like a chatbot like what all of those are. This is Manus AI agent actually does stuff. It does everything that a real person can do, like on a computer. But anyway, they just had an update yesterday, and check this, right? This is good, like if you play Pixels, this might be pretty useful for some things. Where's my music? I need to turn it off. Check this.
Browser just to experience AI capabilities. Meet Manus Browser Operator. This is a browser extension that turns any browser into an AI browser. It allows Manus Agent to work directly within your browser environment. Grant Manus access to your browser when needed, and sites that you're already logged into, Manus has access. Keeps your AI tools in the zone, so you stay focused on what matters. No more login delays, no more CAPTCHA headaches. You keep control. Manus adds the intelligence, experience, and AI browser without changing a thing. Manus extends your reach. Your browser extends Manus's reach. Your logins, your setup, your habits. Link to Manus and start browsing smarter.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So I went and asked, when I seen that update, I went and asked Manus the question. I said, so what kind of cool things can someone like me do with the Manus browser add-on? What do you imagine people will use it for? And then it tells you, effortless web automation, intelligent content summarization, context-aware assistance, data extraction, seamless research, blah, blah, blah. So then the next question that I asked, right, as I said, would it, for instance, have the capability to keep an eye on the market prices for items here? And then I put pixel.tips market, and then notify me of any sudden market spikes. To which Manus replied, yes, absolutely. That is a perfect example of what the Manus browser is designed to do. You could set up a Manus task where Manus will, 1, regularly visit Pixel.tips market at an interval that you define, for example, every 5 minutes or every hour. It will extract the prices of the items that you're interested in. It will analyze the data to identify any prices that have spiked beyond a certain threshold that you set. 4, it will notify you immediately through your preferred method, like an email or desktop notification, as soon as a spike is detected. This kind of automated monitoring is a powerful way to stay on top of market changes without having to manually check the site for yourself. Oh, is that not even showing up? Is it showing up? Aye, is that showing up on my screen? I wasn't sure if I was just displaying pixels or whether you can see that there. But yeah, it's not. I've got 2 streams at the moment. I've got a vertical stream and a horizontal stream, so that might have not been centered up very well. If anybody happens to watch on a, let me just change this pixels main. Put that a bit there, maybe. But yeah, mad, right? And probably could do loads of other cool stuff that I just haven't even thought about. So I'm just wondering why, I don't know why my PC's just constantly lagging out like that. Normally smooth as butter. Check any background applications. Try a wee boost, see if that does anything. Memory usage. Just get rid of that, and that. Just bringing up my task manager, see if there's any other processes I can close down. Fine. Well, I wish I decided. If I knew I was going to get this sort of like laggy choppiness, I wouldn't have decided to replant. What is it doing? I wonder. Might be there's it could be that code SLAMM. It could be that GIF that I've got running. Where's that code SLAMM thing? Billboard code SLAMM. Could be that. Let me delete this. That was the only other thing I added on. And then just shut down the browser. Just closing all my browsers down. I'm just getting my task manager and just shutting everything down that I'm not using at the moment. Video broadcast. Sorry, bear with me. Oh, please just be fixed. Set an alarm for that, otherwise I will forget. Alarm clock. 1 hour and 20 minutes, yes please. I forgot how to plant and harvest crops, it's been so long. When I think how much butterberry I had in chests about 2 or 3 months ago, I cannot believe I'm actually out here trying to get more. I wonder if I turn my webcam off that I'm not using. Where's my webcam? There must just be something in my OBS that's making my OBS stretch a bit too much. It's one of those things where the only thing I can probably do to fix it now is restart my... Why is it not putting all the crops down? The hell is going on here? Well, I shouldn't have planted these crops. I should have just collected and then went straight to my task board. I won't plant anymore. Not tonight. This is a nightmare. Like every third click is not like registering or something. It's like, what the fuck? I'm going to try removing. Let me remove that GIF, the meow. Let me see if that changes anything. it 20 past 5 in the morning? So if I could get my task board completed before my family wake up, that would be great. So 20 past 5, 20 past 6, 20 past 7. So I've maybe got... What is going on with the harvesting? I cannot bear this. This is horrible. I think the only thing I can do is restart my PC, but I cannot do that when I'm live streaming, can I? I'm just bringing up my task manager again. You probably can't see it on stream, but I'm just looking at my task manager to see what is GPU 50%. It says my OBS NVIDIA broadcast. No idea. Can't switch off OBS and I can't switch off my NVIDIA broadcast, so not much I can do. Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'll just say I just woke up myself about 2 or 3 hours ago. I woke up at about 2 AM this morning, so this is a bit of a weird time for me to be grinding and streaming and playing. So I'll say my family's going to be awake in the next couple of hours. They'll be waking up, I'll be getting ready to go back to my bed. If I knew this lag was going to be like this for me today, I would have at least I brought my combine harvester for to do these. Create a code banner, pixels main, video capture device. Oh, this would have been perfect for the combine harvester. So who's going to win the unions thing this week then? Going to be Wild Groves again, is it? Heidi will be back on the bribe. Next AMA, Heidi will be back to bribing people to join other unions again a bit. Harvesting complete. Cannot just walk past that, an idle pond, right? Right. I wonder if the thing is, if I turn my camera off, I can't get my camera back on until I stop my stream. But I'm just I'm just so curious to know if I just like turn my camera off. Like, wait a minute, if I just delete it altogether. Wait a minute. Let me bring that back up. Put that away. And then close down NVIDIA broadcast. Quit. Right, so that should be a decent, that's my webcam completely shut down, so that should be a decent amount of resources off. Oh, what's that all about then? Because that feels better straight, see, that feels better straight away. Yeah, that's fine now. Just my daft face was crashing crashing the systems. Right. Yeah, it's basically fine now. So we'll do another full whack of the task board. We'll go all the way to pretty much 250 tasks delivered as per usual, pretty much. I know, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do to fix this unions thing. I mean, it's just been so one-sided since it started, isn't it? It's just like... With the first few sessions, people thought it was just going to be a two-horse race. Oh, it's basically just Wild Groves versus Reapers. But it's not even that, is it? It's just Wild Groves. And then just whoever for second. I mean, look at my stuff. If you look at the stuff I've got as well. Look, there's my check. All I've been doing is just because I'm in Wild Groves anyway, and I haven't decided yet if I'm changing. You notice they removed these things, these Harvest Union changers, so they got removed. So damn, I wish I had bought more before they got removed, but I do feel lucky to even have one. So I do have the option to change unions mid sort of session. But anyway, because I'm in Wild Groves, I've just been using my tier 1 and tier 2 stones, just because I'm bored really, or just to sort of like register a score. But I'm definitely not committed to doing anything this session. I could sort of change and go with whatever union I want, I guess. But I might save this Harvest Union changer for when the prize pool's like... They might have a big Christmas special. They might have a Christmas special. 2 million prize pool, 5 million prize pool or something. And then I'll go all in. But I'm not going to be fighting for one of these pet bats. I don't have a lot of pets, but I do have one. I do have like just them 3. That's nothing special. Nothing special. At least I've got 100 speed with this one, but that's it, that'll do. Sorry about that. Right. Explosives, some boar branch logs, please. Some sap. Not enough logs, we need more. Some bedrock matrix, wrong one, that one. Potberry jam, silk cloth. Apricot. Potberry wine. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just reading your comment there about everyone gets automatically assigned to a union. I don't really know how I feel about that either. I don't know. They need to do something. They 100% need to do something. I just don't know what that something is that's going to fix it or whatever. It's like I have this thing where the reason I might not want forced into a union is because I have such bad luck. Like, this game loves to do things to me where I'll spend like 10,000 pixels grinding Neon Zone for however many weeks. My sole mission to save up 1 million stubs, right? Which I was only really able to get to 1 million stubs because there wasn't any auras for sale. All the auras that keep coming up for sale, to me, they're just a bit annoying, those auras, rather than cool. The Pixels one, I've seen a Pixels aura going around that I quite like, but apart from that, not really interested in auras. So I've been saving all my stubs. I spent a fortune getting to 1 million stubs, and then what happened? About 2 or 3 days after I had my 1 million stubs, they released the Merchant Ships update. And they put all the good things in the merchant ships. Like, they put the Like the pawns went into the merchant ships, the sushi tables went into the merchant ships, the wineries went into the merchant ships. And I was like, fucking hell, could you know I put a winery in Neon? Because if they put a winery in the Neon Zone shop, I probably would have spent my stubs on that. So, no, they put all the good, useful things in merchant ships, and I had like 0 boy bucks. And then I'm just left sitting thinking, what, now I'm supposed to spend a fortune grinding boy bucks to get used to it? It's like, oh, it's a joke. So, like, the same thing would happen if they did, like, unions, and they decided to force you into a union. I would just get screwed. Every union that I ended up being in would be the union that I had no things for. So, like, yeah, it's just always how it worked. Like, if I had no green stones, guaranteed I'd get put into Wild Groves. If I had no hollow, guaranteed I'd get put into Reapers. So it's like, I don't know, that shit would just annoy me. And then besides, the reason that I don't think, like, at the end of the day, I just don't want to go Reapers. Like, if possible, I don't want to go Reapers ever. The only reason I even would want to go Reapers if there was, like, you know, like the way the mechanics were is if you seen an opportunity to use like a Harvest Union changer and you thought, oh, I'd maybe rather go with the second place Union because the profits are better. Like, I like the sort of being able to duck and dive and swap and change unions. I think that's a better way to do it, but it obviously does not work. Cattail fish, planks, cones, no, cones. Sorry, I cannot concentrate. I can tell I've got like a 4-year-old daughter, and it's getting to that time. I'm starting to get anxious because I know she's going to be awake soon. I need to hurry up. Any minute now, I'm just going to hear in the background, Daddy, Dad, I want a biscuit. Oh, okay. Oh. I want to go and check the clock for the Hearths because I'm going to put some defense or some power maybe. I'll take my 3s with me. That'll do the notes. Right, let's see what's going on. I've not been paying too much attention because I know. I mean, will this even finish by Friday? What is it they said now? If ever it takes longer than 5 days, they'll just shut it down. What is that music? Holy moly! Don't think so. Oh, 13 minutes. Oh, someone's already put loads of extra for the next round. For the next sort of refresh. $45 out of 20. 17 out of 15. And then what are these two guys? Are these two guys just Seed Rights and Reapers are just permanently on 0 health then, is that right? Shit. One of these guys must be coming up with a plan, right? I heard Reapers had their own Discord channel or something, so surely one of these guys, either Reapers or Seed Rights, must at least have a plan to fight for second place. Jeez. All right, that's my stinky aura. You know, my aura that looks like I've just got a bad smell, that I'm just leaving a bad smell behind me. Yeah, so yeah, if you win and you get an aura through playing unions, the aura is not permanent. It's 14 days. So you can see I've got 12 hours left, and then I'm back to being a loser. Oops. I should probably go and make some bone huts as well. Not now, though, but I hate coming and buying these bone huts every 2 minutes again now. I had to ask that as well. When I actually equipped my aura, I didn't even click. Like 5 minutes later, I seen that little icon up the top saying 14 days, and even I had to go on Discord and ask someone what it meant, and they were like, "Oh, that's your aura." I was like, "Oh, fuck, right, of course, yeah." I hate that. I hate those like temporary, or as if the normal auras are annoying enough and so expensive anyway, and now these new auras are all temporary. Like that ghost, you see that ghost one that was in Neon Zone? Should have known. I was like, oh, an aura for like a couple of thousand stubs or something. Yes. And then it was like, what was it last for? What was it? 1 day or 2 days it lasted for. So. I'll just put these back. I'm not using that. Got the picks. nice. Metalworking. Ironite picks 3. It's like every night when I'm doing my task board, I notice something major that I'm running out of. Something important that I'm about to have none left. Every night I notice something new and I say to myself, right, I need to stop, restock, recraft, go craft, and I'm just not doing it. So I am going to hit this like sort of critical point where everything's just going to be gone at the same time. It's things like the tools that annoy me. It's all right if I can sort of afford to buy things off the marketplace, but things like tools and that are a bit annoying. Certain foods. Clear shell, shit. It's mad that so that was someone from South Africa, speaking to someone yesterday from Indonesia, someone from Georgia, quite a few guys from India these days. Just like, yeah, I'm noticing a lot more diversity in the people. Well, like the point I'm just trying to make is when I first started playing Pixels a couple of years ago, for the first pretty much for the first 10 months, the first year, I felt like it was just 100% Filipino. And it's just seems a lot more diverse these days, a lot more global reach, even though the player base is sort of shrunk so much. Although I guess that was the getting rid of all the bots as well that contributed to that. Something powder. Blue Grumpkin Wine, nope. Oh my god, no bricks. See, there's another one, my T2 bricks. Shit. My inventory must be rammed at the minute, right? Shears. There's going to be another row, I know it. Oh yeah, whatever. Another row. Yeah. Power offering. You put those shears away. What did that say there? You received what in my mailbox? What? Flint. Right, tier 2 shears. Berry away. Oh, tier 3. Shit. T3 shears. God. I'm literally buying it. I'm literally buying everything. Kiko's pop rate, 17 of those pancakes, it's like over 600k. Right, blue grumpkin wines, I might as well restock up on them. 33k each, so we'll get 7.3 million for bloody hell, just take 50. $199. No, we'll take. Oh no. 300. Yeah. Four of them for task board. Need to stock up on the clear shell. Very fine. The hell is that? Just I keep buying a lot more than what I actually need because I just hate coming to this marketplace every time. Wow. Not blown away. Seaweed. And oh my god. 500 magnet. The fuck? I'm only shocked because I had like fucking 6,000 a couple of weeks ago. See where the top guys are, what we're looking at. Also, it does look like, yeah, I just thought, when I looked at mine, 125 delivered, earned 293, so I thought I'll be lucky to get like 600 pixel. But Kieran's doing alright. Kieran's got like, all these guys here, bricks, all three of these guys only did like 80, 81 and 73, and they've already got more than me. A barrel of purple. Sometimes I don't think I'm doing myself any favors by doing the task board at all these days. Not when I'm getting commission off that creator code thing. Sometimes I'm like, oh, do I even need to do my task board? But I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't make my creator code commission through my epic entertaining live streams. It's because I do that monthly giveaway on Guild Pal. Oof, 10 bronzite picks. You've got to be having a laugh. Don't have 3 axes either. Shit. Bronzite picks. Yeah, there's no way I'm not. Oh man, like I'm not crafting 10 bronzite picks just to hand them into the task board for 7 pixel. That's not happening. I mean, I might just stop there. Yeah, I might just stop there, to be fair. I mean, I do have I mean, if I want my stones so badly, I do have a pile of reactors on me. I think I've got maybe about 100 or something as well. Yeah, I might just yield stones. 1004. 1004. Why not? Yeah, I thought I would have had a. I mean, that's why I streamed when I did the start. So I thought I would have had a good run on the task board tonight. I've had some like really good days recently, but it's either a day where I'm scoring like 900 pixels on the task board, or it's like a day like today where lucky to get like 600 even for getting like top spot. One, 2, 5, 2. 1, 2. And I'm just taking, I'm just using any press. I mean, I've got my reactors. I'm not really too fussed about whether I'm get like what type of stone I'm getting. Flint, hollow, verdant. Don't really care. I'll take whatever I can get. One, 5, 1, 1. What the hell was that? 1579. 1579. We've got a seed rights press. One, 741. Used 2052. 2052. What? 4 minutes for these. Shall I just wait? It's like four minutes to be able to use these. I might just like hang around for a bit. I'll just use this opportunity to go and make myself another cup of a quick smoke. I'll just be like, I'm here. If anybody pops in, watches this, they need any help with anything, or they got any questions, just fire away. Like, I'll be back. Sorry, I've just started getting engrossed in like fiddling around with my stream, just messing around, man. Oh, 2 seconds. Right, stones. 1, 2. I don't know if when I was placing press that I went up this. There might not be any press here. Oh no, there is. 546 2593 2593. Oh, some seed right. Three, 1, 2, 2. Alright, okay. I think I've got one on a public land. 4748 is our public trees and ponds. 4748 4748. This public? Yeah. Huh? Where did I keep my... Fuck, in here. Forgetting where I keep my stuff. The never-ending inventory. I just want to put my things away. Right, I think that's it, because I'm not doing any more task board really. Don't think so. Tools, I do. It's the tools, man. Well, you can still buy those ghost auras. For 3,000, I might as well get, because the purchase limit 1, I'll just take that because, just so that I've got it. Wonder when they'll next update that. What day are we on? Day 1, day 2? Let's have a look. Okay, so we'll have a wee shot then, seeing as it's day 1. While we shut the box so we know if it's worthwhile or not. Ranked, of course. Right, 4, 5, 7, 5, 5, 3, 5. Oh no! Oh no! We're out! We're out! I have the absolute worst luck at this ever. Like. Sometimes I even look like, I don't know, what was it, 7 ranked matches, is it? Or is it 5? 7? I forget. But anyway, sometimes I'm lucky if I even win 1. Oh, we lost, did we? What a surprise. What a surprise. Win every other one now. 8. 8 again. 10. 8. 6. 7. 8. 3. 9. Oh, so we're looking a bit better this time. 5. Oh, we might have a chance. We might have a chance this time. There is 2 streams on. I do have a vertical and a horizontal stream currently running. So if anybody happens to watch this, it's on like even live or later at an uploaded date. If you're watching this on like portrait view, you can go back and watch like a horizontal version. Know that you're really missing much either way. Did we win? Oh, we just yeah, we won by 1. Right, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8. 8 again. 3. 8 again. 6, 7, 8. 10. Nice. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're out. Right, we could have a chance with that. That's not too bad. What's happening? Oh no, I'm gonna get beat. Did I get beat? Kiss my arse. Right, we definitely need to win every other one of these while we're out. 12. 6 again. 4. Oh no. Oh no. I hope the computer does shit. Oh no, this is, come on. Shut up. Computer's just a cheat. They do it. Oh! Oh no, dealer score. How did that get dealer wins the game? Why did it make the noise? I thought you didn't get the noisy coins if you lost. Why did it sound like a 1? Oh, because you do get stubs. Oh, it's because you get stubs now even for a loss, right? Oh well. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2. 12. 7, 7, 7, 5. Oops. 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9, 8, 9. Oh, we could get this. What? This one's looking good. Right. We've got to win with that. Did we? Oh, come on. That's no funny. Eight, 10, 5, 6, 9, 4, 2. Right, we could get that. Come on, we've got it. If we do not win this one, I'm over it. Yay! Thank God we actually won one. 9, 7, 3, 12, come on, come on. 6. Oh, we might get this one, we might get this one. I feel hope, I feel hope. Oh yes, we won another one. Oh, that's it. Ranked matches over. Maybe how many did we win? What, 3, 4? Just 3. Might be worth carrying on. I don't know. God, I haven't played this for about... I think the last time I did this was before I went to visit my mum in October, so... Yeah, it's been a good couple of months since I've done any of these. Ah, bollocks. Well, we know what that means. I noticed when I was on that land, it got a bit like stuttery and laggy again there. 3056 next. Yeah, 2 minutes before I can harvest these. I can stop that. I'm going to stop my vertical stream now because I'm basically not streaming vertical and I'm using my full screen now. So where is that? End that one. Please.
This is one of the main guys that...
Wonder how much this will apply to pick. Path of Exile creator explains how modern games play you. Yep. Bet that definitely applies to Pixels.
created Path of Exile. And he made a YouTube video a few days ago called Dark Patterns, Are Your Games Playing You? Uh-oh. This video's peak? I haven't seen it. That's why I wanted to watch it on stream.
A few years ago, a friend of mine carried a laptop 6 kilometers through the bush just to log into a game and keep a daily login streak alive.
Oh.
That's not fun. That's not entertainment. That's a dark pattern. Hi,
Yep.
I'm Chris Wilson. In this video, I want to show you how some modern games manipulate your schedule, your wallet, and even your friendships. You may have heard the term dark pattern before.
Yeah.
It refers to a design that deliberately manipulates user behavior, usually to get those users to spend money or engage more than they intended.
A really great example of this is whenever Diablo 4 had the thing where
that's got to be worth the... Wait a minute, where's the originally that video?
A few years ago, a friend of mine carried a laptop 6 kilometers through the bush just to log into a game and keep a daily login streak alive.
This is one of the main guys. Had the thing where your icon and your character, your selector, was automatically on the box that said buy the battle pass or renew the battle pass, and there was no confirmation box on it. So you would have somebody that would open up the tab and then double click and then accidentally buy the battle pass.
A classic example is a hotel site flashing scarcity cues like only one room left, 4 people are booking right now. You also see services that are easy to sign up for but hard to cancel.
Yes.
Confirm shaming buttons that say, I'd rather pay full price. Optional extras like shipping insurance being automatically added to your shopping cart.
Yep.
Or pop-ups that say, don't leave yet, you have unpurchased items. Dark patterns like these are increasingly common, to the point where regulators and consumer groups are starting to push back.
Thank God. We're late to it. Like, the US is pretty bad with this. The EU is better.
Today I want to talk about a less discussed form of dark patterns, and that's their use in the games that we play and make. Given how much money is made by the games industry, it's no surprise that some developers are applying psychological principles to the reward systems of their games.
And by some developers, he means all developers. Basically, every single video game that has a store is a situation where the tail ends up wagging the dog. There are exceptions, but this is a general rule, where as soon as a video game introduces a store, and this is especially true whenever the store has pay-to-win items, the game itself then becomes a apparatus that is a funnel into the store.
Manipulate players into engaging more. In this video, I'm not talking about gameplay systems that are intentionally addictive or immersive. That's part of the entertainment you signed up for.
Yeah, sure.
I'm talking about the meta systems, monetization tricks, retention loops, psychological hooks, and UI traps that manipulate you outside of the actual gameplay. Another way to look at this is, if a developer focuses on making a game as compelling as it possibly can be, and it ends up really fun, interesting, and makes players want to play it again and again, then that developer won't need to rely on manipulative psychological tricks to artificially improve their metrics.
But that's hard to do.
Enough preamble. Let's get into some dark patterns. So, like with non-game products, user interface dark patterns are common. For example, some mobile games ask you to rate them out of 5 stars. If you pick 5, you're sent straight to the App Store to leave a review. Anything less sends you to a developer feedback form instead. This quietly
How convenient.
biases actual reviews towards higher ratings by making lower scoring reviews harder to leave. Another example of a user interface dark
It's just like this. It's so slimy, isn't it? It's so manipulative and so slimy.
pattern is a game that allows you to spend real money to level up gems that can be socketed into your gear.
You're talking about Diablo Immortal, but you don't want to say it because you were in the industry and you had a game that was competing against it, and everybody knows you're talking about Diablo Immortal, but you don't want to say it.
But players might find that once they have completely maxed out a gem at great expense, more sockets appear, requiring them to spend more money than they initially intended to completely max out their character.
Yeah.
This moving of the goalposts could potentially manipulate players into thinking they were going to complete their character for one price when it actually costs a lot more.
Exactly. And then you have the sunk cost fallacy that allows them to spend even more money.
They may not have committed to spending as much if they knew that from the start. Dark patterns in games extend far beyond just deceptive user interfaces, though. They're typically categorized as temporal, social, psychological, and monetary dark patterns. I've
That's a
put some
lot.
links to some of my references that have comprehensive lists in the video description, but I'll go through a few of the major ones with you right now. Before we get started, I should note that pretty much any mechanism that tries to manipulate a change in user behavior is considered a dark pattern in games,
Sure.
but the severity varies a lot. Some of them are much more mild than others, and we'll all have different opinions about which of them are harmless and which are going too far. I'll weigh in with my personal feelings about this later in the video. Many live service games have daily login rewards. In behavioral psychology...
Do you know why they have daily login rewards? It's because they want you to keep logging in and continue playing the game. That's it. There's no benefit to the player to have a daily login reward. Elden Ring doesn't need daily login rewards. Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have daily login rewards. And to be fair, Monster Hunter World have daily login rewards. So there are great games that have them, but I think that they are just pointless, annoying retention mechanisms that don't really add anything positive to the game. Like, I don't like them. I don't think that they're fun.
When an action is followed by a reward, your brain learns to repeat it.
Ooh.
Every day that you log in and
Reinforcement
receive this
schedule.
reward, you'll get a hit of dopamine,
Nope.
building a habit over time. Players who
This
are
is why I'm
conditioned
addicted to
logging in every
pixels,
day
innit,
do
man?
Not because they're excited to play, but because it feels like brushing their teeth, just something they have to do.
Yeah.
I did this for 15 years with WoW. Where I would get on my computer and I would just
It's
instinctively
definitely what
log into
pixels
the
is doing to
game,
me.
and
Shit.
I would log in and then immediately just like go do something else on the internet. But it just felt like the right thing to do to log in.
Some games have login streaks. This is where the rewards escalate for each sequential day you log in. When you break the streak, your rewards reset back down to the minimum level. Now, humans have a strong
You got to keep the hamster on the treadmill, okay?
sense of loss aversion, where losses feel roughly twice as bad as gains feel good,
yeah.
and hence players will go significantly out of their way to avoid breaking these streaks. As I mentioned before, I have a friend who was on an off-the-grid camping trip and had to walk 6 kilometers with his laptop and a 3G modem so he could keep a login streak going in some random game he was playing. There are even games out there that let you pay real money to restore a broken streak.
Yeah. Yeah, like Axie and that does that. Yeah, for sure, man.
Geeter gameplay. I'm sorry. That is Geeter gameplay. Wow. It's embarrassing.
In addition to daily login bonuses, many games have daily tasks or challenges which reset every 24 hours.
Yeah.
Players feel obliged to complete these so that the easy rewards don't go to waste.
Yep.
They don't want to miss out on cheap progress that everyone else is getting.
Exactly.
Oh,
you feel like you're getting
Some
behind.
games rely on dark patterns rooted in social obligation to manipulate you into behaving differently.
That's right.
For example, it's common for mobile base builder games to have guilds or clans where daily participation, like doing quests or
My Clash of Clans clan is amazing, by the way. It's phenomenal. Only the best people are in my clan.
donating resources is important for your guild to succeed.
But the other clans besides mine are bad.
If you don't log
This
in
is
each day and
true.
perform these actions, you let your friends down, which causes guilt
Cock.
and social pressure
what
for
they
you to be
call it.
active daily. This dark pattern can exploit and strain our friendships, especially when the game is tuned to make daily participation essentially mandatory.
Yes.
Other games feature gifting between players, where reciprocation of gifts is rewarded with extra bonuses. This taps into reciprocity pressure to cause you to feel the need to log in daily and return gifts to people.
Yep.
Some games have refer a friend bonuses, or even outright pyramid
Like
schemes,
Warcraft.
where you make faster progress if you have recruited an extensive network of friends to join the game and play with you.
I cannot imagine playing a game like that. That's crazy.
Time-gated tasks, or playing by appointment,
Actually,
are when a
I say that, but literally everything he said applies to Recruiter.
Yeah, I know. It's like I look at these Web3 games
Because you
have
level faster than the
all
person who
these things. in them.
game tells you have to come back at a specific time or face consequences. Popularized by farming
Yeah.
games where your crops would wither and die if not harvested at the right time, the game forces control of your schedule, sometimes making you wake up in the middle of the night to click buttons or lose your...
I've got to put this on my Discord. Wait a minute. Off topic, maybe. Yeah, sorry, I'm just typing away on my Discord because I'm watching that video here and I'm just saying there on Discord how, like, just watch this and oh my god, this Pixels have most of us by the balls and listening to these shady tactics. Pixels, well, Ronin has every single one of them, and it's true. This dev's talking about these individual games that have these, like, individual shady strategies, and, like, Pixels does it all. Shit.
See, like, you know, whenever I stopped doing this, 8 years old, when my Tamagotchi pet died, it was like such a crazy thing for me, right? Is that I was doing this Tamagotchi pet, and I had my mom taking care of it while I was in class and school, and then I came home and I checked on it and it was dead. Mom said, "Yeah, I did everything I could, but it's dead." And I was like, never again. Never again. I realized, okay, this is bullshit. I wasted all my time. I'm never doing it again. And I never really did. Like, there were things that I would log into for Warcraft very regularly, but I never really felt compelled to.
Would that be
at
3
all.
cucumbers?
Contemporary mobile games often have
Oh, no,
timers
there
and
is
energy
a-
mechanics, where your ability to progress the game is blocked until you come back when these resources have regenerated.
That's true.
While this is less harsh than your crop
The majority of them, and by the majority, I mean like 98% of them have this.
being completely lost, you'll feel pressure to come back at exactly the right time to maximize your rate of progress.
Yeah, and it's especially annoying whenever you have times where it's on an 18-hour timer and the energy replenishes at that rate and you don't have rested experience and rested energy. Like Honkai Star Rail has a really generous rested experience thing. Like Wuthering Waves, I think, has a much less generous rested experience thing, or rested energy thing. And I think this should become, again, another commonality with games like this.
When you're not the one deciding when you play the game, but instead having the game decide for you, it's worth questioning your entire relationship with that game.
Exactly.
Some live service games create artificial scarcity for their store items. As entirely digital purchases, there's no physical requirement to limit the number of people who can purchase something, but doing so often causes it to sell much faster due to players fearing they're going to miss out. This pattern is similar to the one employed in gacha games, where they often have certain characters available for purchase.
Speaking of that, there's this really fancy horse in that Where Winds Meet game, and I really want it, but it's on the store and it's going to go away, so I have to spend $300 to get it before it goes away, or then I won't have it. Yeah, actually, it reminds me. I'm glad he mentioned this, because I forgot about the horse. It's got, it's really cool. You guys will see. I'll show you guys later on. Really, really cool.
Only occasionally, causing a frenzy of activity when
Sorry, I'm getting engrossed in
not only does
watching
this
this
cause more
video.
sales,
It's just
but it
like I feel
conditions
like a
players to check in
total
with the
mug.
game daily to see if the character they want is available for sale.
Yep.
There are a variety of dark
That's so
patterns
real.
related to premium currency in games. Developers
Premium currency in itself is almost a dark pattern. Like everything related to it is manipulative and against your best interest.
can design their premium currency packs to be slightly too small to buy the most desirable items, requiring players to purchase more premium currency at once than they plan to.
Oops.
Developers can pick arbitrary exchange rates for their premium currency, so that players can't really understand the true cost of the item they're buying.
Well, they do it through multiple levels of abstraction to obfuscate how much money you're spending. It's very obvious what they're doing. And premium currencies in video games serve no functional value and purpose in order to improve the player experience. I think that every single purchase that you make inside of a video game should be purchasable by either US dollars for that exact amount of the value, and the value should be assigned right next to it. So for example, this is kind of what I would want to see is you've got your game, right? And so if you have, it's 2,000 coins, right? Or it would be $10.33. This is what I think they should do. And you should be able to choose which one you want to buy it with. And it should have a direct average ratio. And that should be required at every single time that premium currency is ever shown. Xenostone Zero did that because and again, anybody who's against that wants to fuck you in the ass. That's the only reason somebody would be against that, is if they want to fuck you in the ass. That's it.
Cheap items can be placed next to expensive items in the store to make them look like better value.
Really? Think about it.
Some games employ special in-game or monetization events that are time-limited or seasonal. The content and rewards are only available for a limited time window.
Yep.
Players do not want to miss out on a unique reward that may never be available again, so this limited availability causes fear of missing out, which leads to intense.
I don't know why I'm acting all surprised.
There's
that,
also a
like,
phenomenon
Pixels
called
does
the
all like
endowed
this. I mean, like, I
progress
know, I've always known.
This
It's
show's
just
super
like,
common
but to
in
hear
World
it
of
sort
Warcraft,
of
where,
said
a
like
season was
this.
ending and people would be playing until like 5 in the morning to finish things and get goals for the season, which is like, I get it in a way, but like now that I'm outside of that, I'm outside of the cave. I can't imagine being back in it. I could not even imagine it.
That if players are given a head start on a reward track, then they are far more likely to finish the rest of that track so that they don't waste the progress they have so far, even though they didn't even make that progress themselves. It's a bit like the sunk cost fallacy.
No.
This is why
a lot of them are and you can see very clearly this is a commonality, that they're constantly trying to take advantage of your psychology and constantly trying to make you do something that you don't want to do.
Battle Pass schemes start with the first items already completed, or have some really easy ones that are inadvertently completed while
once
playing.
a day. Yeah.
This manipulates players into committing to complete a reward track that they may not have chosen to attempt without the free bump of progress at the start. So we've gone through a bunch of different dark patterns, and some of them seem pretty user hostile. You may be wondering, why would developers pollute their live service games with all this crap? Well,
money!
There are several answers to that question. And the first is that it works. These techniques are all highly effective. They produce the desired outcomes. They manipulate well-understood psychological principles that our human brains are vulnerable to. The second reason is that players generally tolerate many of these design patterns pretty well. Have a look at the games you play and see what techniques they're using from this video. Ask yourself.
Dick eaters, after eating dicks long enough, will begin to enjoy the taste. This is very common. WoW players have had this happen.
Dick eaters after eating dick for long enough will start to enjoy the taste.
We've had eating entropy, where during Legion and Oro's Draenor, there was a lot of criticism and hostility about, like Stormmounts or pay to win or something like this. But now they can just add in an entirely new feature like the housing system, and players will contort themselves into excuses for why it's okay that they created another premium currency and another set of rewards that you have to buy things with now. Why is that?
Yeah, Pixel Heroes Adventure was shocking
the
for
most
that.
Pristine eaters into
The
your
worst
community,
I've ever seen.
and those are the people that have the sunk cost fallacy, the claws into them so deep that it's part of their fucking nervous system. They every single time log in, they can't miss the rewards. They've been doing it for 17 years. It's just it's so sick. It's so sick. And I feel like after like kind of moving away from that, I can't even imagine being that kind of a person again.
So if these are a big enough deal that
Really
you'll
is
quit playing the
shocking.
game entirely over them, chances are you're still playing the game despite the presence of these manipulative elements.
Yeah.
Another important reason is mindshare. There are a lot of live service games out
people
there, and
focused
players
on it,
have a
yeah.
limited amount of free time.
Listening to this
If a
video
game
now.
doesn't have all of the addictive hooks and manipulative retention mechanisms we discussed, then its players may find themselves compulsively logging into other games to complete daily tasks and forget to play this one. There are also foreign publishers. When a game releases and is popular in its home regions, publishers from other countries approach the studio and offer to localize and market the game in their region. But in order to take the risk of investing in license fees and marketing costs, the publisher is going to want to make sure the game is as sticky and lucrative as possible. The publisher dares not suggest changes to the actual game itself, as the game is already proven to be good. So the only way they have to juice the retention and monetization is through meta systems, which very easily stray into dark pattern territory. Finally, the entire games-as-a-service industry measures the value of a game as a function of its daily active user count and its retention rates.
Of course,
if you're making a
which makes
live
sense.
service game, you're only going to be able to get funding if you have a solid plan to retain your users. That plan probably ends up involving some number of these dark patterns, because you have to compete against other games using these techniques. If you have a publisher or investor involved, they're probably going to want to see industry benchmarked retention and return from your game, and that is benchmarked against other games that are packed full of dark patterns.
This is also a really good point that he's bringing up, and it's something that's very rarely discussed, is that the companies that are trying to make video games that don't have these different systems in them are fighting such an uphill battle against finding funding and investment, especially whenever you're an investor. Do you want to invest into something that's going to make you $5 or $50? It's a pretty easy decision. And so like a lot of these companies, this is why video games turn into slop. It's because these companies create a expectation for following industry standards because they want to maintain investment. That's it. And like, you don't really hear that a lot because it's not really it's not a public facing concern, but privately and for publishing, it is absolutely a concern. And he knows it much.
And then what makes it even harder to escape is if you're someone like me that's just invested so much money, deposited so much pixel, and like, well, it's just the fact that it's just that everything keeps going down, right? The more you put in, and then if the value, everything keeps going down, 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 token price down, 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 it makes it even harder to sort of escape because you don't want to like exit the game with just like complete and utter loss, do you? I mean, I'm not pretending otherwise. In an ideal world, if everything was perfect, the token price would go up and you just cash out like loads of money. But I'm not really for 1 minute thinking that that's ever going to happen. It's just, it is what it is.
Much better than I do.
If you refuse to use dark patterns in your games, you're effectively competing with games that do use them, while operating at a disadvantage.
I mean, just thankfully it's no gambling to an extent where like I've put all my life savings in, and then to lose everything would really like cripple my life or badly affect me. That's like not the case at all. I've only really put money into pixels that I can't afford to lose. Like if the game shut down tomorrow and I lost everything, it's no like, yeah, it would be sad, but it's not going to mean like the end of the world for me, you know.
Advantage on the metrics that investors care about.
Yep.
This situation really sucks.
But all these like the guy, like he's so right, and everything, all these, what do you call them, dark tactics or whatever, all these manipulative mechanisms that are clearly all in pixels, it has to be said, and all the other Ronin games, some are even worse, they're all there, but like, it's just like, yeah, I'm here because like I do enjoy the game, and I am just paying money that I would otherwise, because I used to just buy Steam games, you know, instead of just buying games on Steam now, I'm just taking that money, which is like my disposable income, and I'm just sort of putting it into pixels. But
well, by definition,
I feel bad for like anyone that's like investing money in like land or whatever, and they're absolutely banking on being able to sell that land at a profit somewhere down the line. It's like I feel bad for them.
Benefits.
It's like if other people are cheating and you're not cheating, you lose.
I mean, what was it when GuildPal? I think back when GuildPal bought all of their land, so I'm going back like 2 years ago. Back then, the pricey lands, I think the cheapest land we had cost about $8,000. $8,000. And we've got a lot of lands in GuildPal that we've had since way back then, where some of the lands, like the space lands, they were like $12,000, $13,000 per land. And then how much are they worth now? Shit.
The developer at the player's expense. Some of the techniques mentioned in this video aren't entirely evil, and if clearly communicated and balanced fairly, wouldn't qualify as actual dark patterns. For example, it's pretty clear that escalating login streaks are quite manipulative, because players really want to avoid breaking their streak. But flat daily login rewards might be more acceptable to play.
Because like I do, it's weird. It's like a double-edged sort of sword thing. It's like I do feel like a lot of these dark tactics are in pixels, are in Ronin games, and I do feel like that they are effective on me, like they are working. But at the same time, I'm not really putting money in because I'm being manipulated. I'm putting money in because I do just enjoy it. You know, I do enjoy that grind. If you'd have told me back in the days when I was playing like Call of Duty and arcadey type games on Steam, if you'd have told me that oh, a couple of years later, you're going to be playing a game that looks like Stardew Valley, and you're going to just be addicted to like crafting planks and watering your crops and collecting milk and fucking honey and wax and you name it. I'd be like, shut up, man. Like, that is not my type of game at all. There's no way I would get like addicted to like playing a game like that. And here I am.
It's because the penalty for not logging in is just missing 1 day of rewards.
Well, like, I'm okay with like a login thing where it's like you have a.
I mean, I've not even done that. Just listening to this video now only just reminded me. Like, if I go to my browser and I type in dashboard and I go to my, you'll know what I'm going to do. If I go to like my Pixels dashboard, they've even got those daily login rewards. I never ever do it, but I remember when I first started playing Pixels, I would quite regularly come in here. Yeah, there we go. Completed. Here they're here. Look at these daily login rewards. So if I just start claiming these now. Claim. This will go on for it. This, if I could be sitting here all day clicking this. Claim. Oh, I must have... that didn't go back as far as I thought. Well, I must have come in one night and did it already. But yeah, this is not something that I normally do regularly, these daily login rewards. But I'm just showing that Pixels does... They have the daily login rewards and pretty much everything else this guy's been talking about.
A return bonus where you have to log in 7 days and it's like it's on for a month.
Yeah, and that's this, and what they're talking about now is pretty much the one thing that Pixels don't have. They're actually currently in the progress of incorporating, right? That's what he's talking about now, and that's going to be these. Fucking hell. You could take this video, this guy with the bald head talking. You could take that video and you could post that on the official Pixels Discord and just be like, look exposed.
So like all you really have to do is log in 7 days out of the month and you get all the rewards. Like, I think that's fine. It's not a big deal. But it's about whenever they try to lock you into doing it every single day. That's really it.
If those rewards are sufficiently generous and the game is not manipulative elsewhere, players might be happy with that system.
Exactly.
There are certainly players who really look forward to daily bonuses or special events in their favorite games and enjoy the structure and rewards that those bring, despite the drawbacks we've talked about. Some developers argue that a little psychological nudge can enhance enjoyment of the game, for example, by encouraging players via rewards to explore parts of the game they wouldn't otherwise try out.
That's true and it's not true. I think it's a very delicate process, and in terms of like creating incentives, like for example, I remember New World locked the artifact greatsword behind PvP, and it was really frustrating for me to have to do that. I didn't really want to do PvP, and it took a long time for me to get it, and I actually got relatively lucky with the speed that I got it at, and even I didn't enjoy it. So it's about really like it's this very, very weird balancing act between trying to nudge the player into doing something that they would not normally do to maybe show them another side of the game, while at the same time not trying to force gameplay. Very hard to do.
Achievement systems are a common example of this. I previously talked about how time-limited events can be manipulative because
if you happen to be watching me doing this bunny thing on Pixels at the same time, if I'm going really slow or I'm doing really bad, I just haven't played this in about 3 months, so I'm a little bit rusty, but
they often offer exclusive rewards that require a lot of work to unlock during a narrow time period and can take advantage of your fear of missing out.
Yeah, I mean, Pixels is just constantly stuff like that, isn't it?
This is a problem when the event involves grinding out existing content, but honestly, isn't that bad when the event consists of interesting new content?
Exactly.
For example, back in January of 2017, Blizzard celebrated the 20-year anniversary of Diablo 1's release by introducing a special event into Diablo 3.
Yeah, stuff that they never do again. Like, look at that Barney's Bazaar for it. Like, Barney's Bazaar, I'm so unprepared for that. But it was sort of cool doing it. It was obviously a burning mechanism, just trying to get you to burn resources and everything in the game. But when that Barney's Bazaar came to an end, for months and months after that, as I'm like building up stock, building up loads of inventory and stuff, I always had it in the back of my mind, oh, this stuff will be good for when the next Barney's Bazaar comes back. I'll be well prepared for it when it comes back, and it's just never ever came back because it's
The Darkening of Tristram was an homage to Diablo 1 within the Diablo 3 engine, complete with a pixelization shader and a strict orthographic isometric projection like Diablo 1. Players got to play through this mini version of Diablo 1 with their Diablo 3 characters, and it was honestly pretty cool. Even cynical old me reinstalled Diablo 3 and had a fun time checking it out.
Yeah.
It looks like they're still running this anniversary dungeon event annually since then.
That's cool.
This was a very well executed example of a time-limited in-game event that was a net win for everyone. I have nothing
Exactly. It's like a holiday event for Christmas or something like that's a cool thing. But whenever you're creating these events constantly just to keep people endlessly logging into the game, it becomes, this is what I think happens, right? So for me, this is kind of how FOMO works in video games, is that you can have, and you can have basically, so you've got FOMO right here. And so FOMO keeps you in the game. But what I've learned, and I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but after you eventually come out of the FOMO, it then becomes a barrier for you to get back into the game. Because now you don't necessarily want to do that again because you know that you're going to have to spend a bunch of time, you know, grinding stuff out. You've missed out on things. So I think FOMO works as a double-edged sword where it's like...
I wonder if that's kind of like what's happened with, you know, like a lot of players that sort of left. That's sort of what makes it hard for them to come back and get back into Pixels. Exactly what he's talking about now.
You guys ever had a time where like you play a game every single day and you keep up with the daily rewards and everything, and then you miss a day and you're like, oh my god, I missed a day after working extra hard, and then like there's a point where you miss 3 days and you're like, geez, okay, I guess, you know, I'm just gonna stop playing, right? And so I think that that's also what happens with these games. Now, obviously, you know,
because a lot of the people that have stopped playing, even if good things happen, good updates happen with Pixels, a lot of them might not come back into the game because they know from their experience beforehand that they'll have so much catching up to do. They'll be like, oh, I've not been playing the game for 6 months. I've not been playing for 8 months. So I'm just like so far behind now to sort of become a sort of top player again or whatever. I need to like probably spend so much money. And yeah. I mean, yeah, I can see it.
Single video game would not be doing this if there was a net negative. But for me, and I think as an older player, you know, for video games, I think I'm an older player. I'm 35. But for me, I think that a lot of people feel that way, right? Where they just don't really want to, they don't want to be put in that position. It's cannibalizing. Yeah, exactly. I had it with the gem. Yeah, exactly. And so like then you kind of don't even want to come back at this point because you know you're going to be behind. And so you're like, you know, I'll just play something else. So to me, FOMO acts as a barrier to leave and also a barrier to join. That's the reason why, for example, I'd never play Destiny 2 right now, because there's just so much FOMO and so much stuff added into the game. It would be overwhelming to start at. And I think that's also the reason why like new MMOs are so appealing. It's because it's a reset on all of those FOMO mechanisms. And then as time goes on, as more of these FOMO things add in, you have an increasingly small amount of people that have been keeping up with it. And that's the reason why.
Yeah, I think about that as well, because like, see, when you're talking about trying to bring new players into the game, into Pixels and stuff, the same thing's going to apply because when I want to get into a new game that I'm going to, like, a new main game, especially if it's something like an MMO or whatever, I'm looking for like the next big game. What's the new big MMO? Because it's like you want to start on an even playing field, right? You want to be starting the game the same time as everyone else is starting the game. Not like when it's been out for like 3 or 4 years and you're like a total low-level scrub compared to almost everyone else that you meet. So I wonder if it's a bit like that with Pixels. What when Luke does, because I mean, I'm not even saying that he's telling the truth. It could just be fully shit. But when Luke keeps saying we are going to acquire new players, we're going to make an effort to actually acquire new players, whether through advertising, you know, our pets app thing, you know, whatever. And I just like, I wonder if, because it's like Pixels Chapter 3, that's the point that I'm trying to make. Any new player, any new people that have never heard the Pixels before ever, when they do see it, and they'll be like, oh, what's this Pixels Chapter? Or by the time new players come along, it could be Chapter 4. And I think that alone might just put people off, because people like Chapter 4, or how long has this game been out? You know, having to start from the very beginning compared to everyone else, it just might not be that appealing from that perspective.
Die.
Complain about that.
Among other things.
On the other hand, time-limited events that don't introduce new content can be more dangerous. A number of years ago, a fellow game director told me a story about a live service game he was running. He wanted to increase player activity in the gaps between expansions, so he decided to try running a double experience weekend.
Ooh.
It was a huge success and saw way more players playing than usual.
Wow.
After the weekend, however, player numbers dipped down below where they were
talking
before
about
the
like Pokemon Go, I never played. I kind of fancied Pokemon Go, actually. Yeah, even as like a grown man adult, but that was more because, you know, the company that made Pokemon Go is a company called Niantic, and there was a game. You know, you want it, just because you're online and you're talking about, because I know if I don't show you this, you've probably never heard of it, right? This is the game before Pokemon existed. Niantic made this game called Ingress. Here. Look, this video came out 13 years ago, and I was fucking so addicted to this game. Let me just show you the concept of the game, right? But this game here was the foundation for Pokemon Go. Once they decided to like abandon this game and like move on to other things, Pokemon Go is the game that these people made next, Niantic. Here's the advert for Ingress, right? 13 years ago.
What was the net effect of the Niantic project? We had crossed a threshold.
This isn't even it. That's not the... Here it is. Playing... Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
Welcome, agents. I've been waiting. Welcome, agents. I've been waiting for you. So you've heard about Ingress, and you want to know how you play. Play Ingress. So you think this is a game?
Ingress is a giant game of capture the flag,
where you play a video game but in real life.
Ingress is like Foursquare meets geocaching meets
giant game of Risk, where the board is like the surface of the earth.
There's nothing really like it out there.
You actually have to go out into the real world to play the game.
Ingress is not a game.
The line between reality and a game and the story get blurred.
This is the kind of thing that everybody's always wanted to do, like you bring video games into real life.
This is if you've played Pokemon Go,
Ingress,
this is going to seem so
have
familiar.
to
You'll
move
recognize
around
the mechanics in that straight away.
Ingress is a GPS-based game.
Portal in range.
everything revolves around your physical location.
It's all about control and urban exploring.
And I used to, I'm going to pause it for, and when I was into it, I was so fucking addicted to this game, man. That see, sometimes when I was in, because I used to dominate the area that I lived in. With this game, you have to collect the portals, you join the lines up, and whenever you make like a triangle, like you link 3 portals, and whenever you have a triangle shape, that's the area that you sort of control or capture. And sometimes when I was in my bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, you know, half asleep, I would get a notification on my phone letting me know that someone had captured one of my portals. And I swear, man, I was up, I was getting dressed, my jacket was on, I would jump on my bike and I would be cycling to where this portal was, just so that I could like capture it back. And then fucking boom, back to my bed. I used to go, oh man, I played it for hours all the time. It was great.
You're going to different places, discovering what's called portals.
Portals are the central part of Ingress.
Portals are real world places. They're important places usually.
Yeah, because they're all like real world landmarks. So when you'll know this for Pokemon Go. So like when I used to play this Ingress though, I just always thought it was cool that portals were always basically real world landmarks, and they would always make you notice whether it was like sculptures or historical things or whatever. It would always make you notice things in your area that you had just never even noticed before. You would see some mad sculpture somewhere and you'd be like, well, I've lived here for like 10 years and I've never even noticed that was there before. Yeah,
Places that have some kind of significance.
They can be statues, murals,
Art, buildings, different structures that are interesting in some way to who we are as a people.
But you know what? The thing was, this game was before Dark Tactics. You could actually play this Ingress, and it was, for what I remember, it was not monetized in any way, shape, or form. It was 100%, because Ingress is a company of Google. It's like they're like a company within a company, so it's like a off-branchy like Google. So they had just recently done, they had just recently finished doing like Google. So this was 13 years ago. It was not long after they did Google Maps, and Google Maps was like a big thing. And they used Ingress, was a sort of overlay on top of Google Maps, and that was how they sort of got the game to work. But it was all free. It was just a game that you could download for free, and everything that you're watching now in this trailer, 100% free, no microtransactions, none of that shit. And that's probably why they abandoned this game and they dropped it, because it wasn't making any money. They probably got some deal going on with Pokemon where they were like, oh, can we make a Pokemon version of this, and we will fucking Dark Tactic it to fuck.
You want to capture portals for your team, and there are 2 teams in Ingress.
Blue for Resistance, green for Enlightened.
Yeah, so you picked Resistance or Enlightened, green or blue, and then it was just like a fucking battle, a big massive fight. Again, no monetization involved.
Both factions are competing to control the portals. At any given time, a portal may be controlled by one of the 2 factions, or it may be neutral.
Neutral portals are gray. I want to turn them blue, the color Resistance. Other players on the other faction are looking to turn them green, the color of the Enlightened. When I'm close to a neutral portal,
You definitely want to capture it. And by deploying a resonator on that portal, it becomes yours.
Good work. Portal online.
You only need to deploy 1 resonator to capture a portal. But there are...
Yeah, and that thing that he's touching there, each like sort of little portal, you can like beef them up with these resonators. You can like increase the defense, just like what we're doing with the Hearths now on the Unions thing. You know, you can place like, you could just basically increase the power on them and the defense on them, making it harder for the opposition to come and steal it back.
8 slots in a portal, so you can fill it up with all 8.
you use resonators to claim a portal and to strengthen a portal.
A portal is fully resonated when there are 8 resonators deployed on it.
You can play this now. It's still, you can still
that?
download and play this now.
You used resonators to
Just even though it was about 12 years ago I played this, just a few months ago I installed it on my phone just to see if there was people still actively playing it in my area, because I just live in a tiny small town in the countryside, and I was actually blown away by how many people are still playing this game now. One of the reasons, you might think this is funny, right? One of the reasons that I stopped playing this game was because Pokemon Go had just got introduced. So when I played it, like not many people sort of really knew that it existed. So I'm running around my town, finding these portals, capturing portals, and I just enjoyed that. Sometimes I would bump into other Ingress players, and then what happened? Pokemon Go got released. So now when I'm going around, like, trying to find portals, I'm bumping into all these, like, groups of, like, kids. There's me in a bush, a grown man in a bush, trying to find some fucking portal, bumping into, like, 8 kids. They're like, who's this fucking... creepy guy coming at the bushes and that. I'm like, I cannot play this anymore. I really cannot, because it just looks so wrong. Me bumping into like groups of kids in like strange places, man. Yeah.
Portals. Adding more powerful resonators to a portal makes it stronger. But how do you get resonators?
Hacking.
The way to get items in Ingress is to hack portals.
By hacking portals.
Hacking of friendly and non-friendly portals gets you the gear you need to actually continue the game.
Resonator acquired.
So you've captured a neutral portal. That's a good first step. But what if a portal is controlled by the other faction? That's when things get interesting.
If a portal's owned by the other faction, you attack it.
Fire.
Blast.
You want to smash it.
Resonator destroyed.
You attack a portal using XMP bursters.
Bursters you've gained through hacking weaken resonators.
As you destroy resonators, that will weaken the enemy portal.
So, resonators build and strengthen.
But anyway, she goes, that's only halfway through. It's actually like, it's quite a deep game. She talks about like how to link them and then how you control like territories and stuff like that. Oh yeah, look at that, but that's quite cool.
Sure, and link it out.
Oh. Control field.
So once you've linked two portals together, you have an opportunity to create a control field. And how this is done is just by finding a third portal and linking it to both of the first two.
When you link 3 portals together,
you've created a control field.
And making that field means that you control the territory within those portal boundaries.
Cool, right?
Now you have the basics of Ingress. It's a global battle between the Resistance and the Enlightened to control the world. And that's all you need to know for now.
But it had, you could go online, it had all these like lore and backstories and stuff that you could keep up with and everything like that. It was really pretty cool. But I just want to say that the point is that the reason why that game died to me, and I don't know if it's the same with Pokemon Go, but everyone just started GPS spoofing, eh? So you know how I said in the middle of the night, I'd get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, get dressed, jump on my bike, cycle to this freaking portal, whatever. Started to realize that everybody was like GPS spoofing. Tried it myself, realized that I could just sit in my bed and basically just use Google Maps to pretend that I was anywhere that I wanted to be. And I could basically just play Ingress lying in my bed. And then I realized I was like, fuck. I was like, so that's what everyone else is doing. And it just absolutely killed the game. I'm like, what's the point in playing a game like that if most of the people that are playing it are just GPS spoofing and cheating? Same as everything else, ruined by the cheaters.
Events that don't introduce new content can be more dangerous. A number of years ago, a fellow game director told me a story about a live service game he was running. He wanted to increase player activity in the gaps between expansions, so he decided to try running a double experience weekend.
Ooh.
It was a huge success and saw way more players playing than usual.
Wow.
After the weekend, however, player numbers dipped down below where they were before the weekend. So they ran another double experience weekend the following weekend.
Because now you've trained people to only play during double experience weeks in order to maximize. Let me guess.
You can predict where the story went. After a while, people only played on those special weekends because playing on weekdays felt far less worthwhile in comparison.
No.
The game eventually shut down. While games that overuse dark patterns alienate their users and eventually see the opposite of the good retention they were aiming for, the primary victims of dark patterns are the players themselves. Players affected by dark patterns find themselves compelled into behavior they wouldn't normally perform.
Oh, here we go.
Whether that's
Listen to
making
this.
purchases they hadn't planned for, logging in on days they hadn't intended to play on, grinding content they wouldn't normally choose to grind.
I don't even think I can listen to this guy talk. This is me, man. This is me so much. Like I said, when I keep putting money into pixels, it's like I've got that balance. Like I've got all the pixel that I've got all the coins that I've got all the inventory that I've got. But see, when it gets to that point where, like, I need more coins or whatever, I'm always dipping into my bank. I'm always taking another, like, couple of $100 at my bank, buying pixel, exchanging it to coins, whatever like that, when really I didn't need to be doing that. But it's just because I don't want to I don't want to spend the pixel that I'm accumulating, so I just end up buying more pixel and stuff. Oh man, yeah, I'm so bad at this stuff. Like,
referring friends who might not have an interest in the game, or having to set an alarm at 4 a.m. to tend some crops. These actions have both an impact on their day-to-day life, but also reduce their enjoyment of the actual game itself. They often lead to feelings of anxiety, fear
I'm curious then, so if you still play, I quite wonder, and I wonder if I'll sort of get into Pokemon Go myself, just because I've obviously given you my experience with Ingress and why I never sort of went over to like Pokemon Go, not least of all just because I was a grown man, single at the time, I may add. But now I'm a married man. Now I've got like a 4-year-old daughter, and of course, we're being a girl, she's dead into all this stuff like Pokemon and Pal World and stuff like that. She loves that kind of shit. So I think within the next year or two, she's probably going to be reading, and yeah, I could see me and her sort of getting into Pokemon Go, at least for a wee while. Like, I'll maybe try her on it, see how she is, see if she's into it. But the question is, what do they do to cheaters? Does Pokemon actually ban people that get caught GPS spoofing or whatever, or are they too lenient? Like, because that's what I think. See, when people like, especially at a game like that, if you're GPS spoofing and you get caught, you should just be fucking banned. Like, just banned, end off, IP ban, IMEI number ban, whatever. But all these companies just care too much about their bottom line, right? It's just...
missing out, commitment pressure, guilt, and frustration. The scary thing is,
what really multiplies this is
I mean,
whenever
that's
you
what,
have a
do you remember when the reason they never got rid of the bots and pixels for so long was because the only metric that Luke cared about was the daily active users, right? Oh, DAU, we've got, this is how many. I remember at one point they were boasting, oh, I'll never forget this, man. It was like, there was a statistic that they threw out when I first got into pixels, and it was during an AMA, and I think Luke had mentioned how if Pixels was on Steam, it would be the #1 ranked game in the world by daily active users, second only to Counter-Strike, something like that, which I thought was an amazing statistic. I remember when I was trying to get my friends into Pixels, saying, oh, come and try this Pixels, and I even quoted that statistic to one of my mates. I was like, here, do you know that if Pixels was on Steam, it would be ranked #1, second only to Counter-Strike, don't you know? Before realizing, oh, wait a minute, it's 99% fucking bots in Pixels at the moment. And then once the community complained and complained for months and months and months, deal with the bots, get rid of the bots, remove the bots, we've had enough of bots, the bots are ruining the game, bots. And then eventually, conveniently, just like when Luke, once they sort of sorted out the bots and got rid of loads of bots, and then Luke's like, oh, daily active users isn't the most important metric anymore. Now it's like, you know, what's the word for it? Basically how much money people are fucking spending.
Social obligation. Like, if you guys ever had a time where like you're in a WoW guild and you're expected to like farm X, Y, or Z thing before you're like ready for the raid, and then like there's a social pressure for you to continuously like do some like brain dead, really boring activity for like 50 hours. Oh my god, I hate those so much. Those are like, that's like the worst type of game design in my opinion.
I'm an adult in my 40s who has spent his
I'm just
career
finishing up,
working
really.
in
I've done my
live service
thing
games.
for tonight. I was really
deeply
just
know
doing my
all about
task
these
board, but I
tricks
gave
and
up on my
still
task. I was just doing my task board. My task board wasn't really great tonight. I just gave up. I'm not going away and making bloody 10 pickaxes or whatever just to get 5 pixel of my task board and whatever. No chance. So no more task board tonight. I'm pretty much finished. I'm just going to finish watching up this video, because this video that we're watching at the moment, how modern games play you, every single dark tactic that has been mentioned in this, it sort of applies to Pixels, or at least Ronin games. But yeah, it's mad. When this is finished, I'll probably be going away. I'll be finishing up.
Find them affecting me far more than I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
Imagine what it's doing to kids who are incredibly vulnerable to the constant bombardment.
Yeah. I feel bad about that. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed when I've been on my live stream sometimes when my daughter is around, my daughter tries to climb up on my knee and she's quite attracted by Pixels. Oh, what character are you using now? Have you changed your avatar again? And she sort of knows how to play Pixels. She can walk the character around and click on things and that. She's only 4. So sometimes I do let her hop up and I'm like, yeah, have a wee shot, go on and do it. And then I think to myself, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I letting my child play a game like that for the reasons that we're hearing about right now?
Of gambling, compulsion, addiction, loss aversion, and anxiety-inducing dark patterns that these games
Can you imagine being a kid now?
Just hear that again?
You grow...
Addiction, far more than I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
Imagine what it's doing to kids who are incredibly vulnerable to the constant bombardment of gambling, compulsion, addiction, loss aversion, and anxiety-inducing dark patterns that these games
Can you imagine being a kid now? You grow up on an iPad, your leg muscles haven't developed because you can't move, so you have trouble walking upstairs. Then you finally get to elementary school and you're going and you're fucking, you can't even read anything. Your brain's been, microwaved by Cocomelon. You finally are in 5th grade and you can kind of write your own name. You go to middle school and the kids there are doing Galaxy Gas. Then you start paying attention to these video games, and there's like a video game where, you know, you're getting groomed and there's all this weird shit in the game. There's like adult themes in it, like Roblox. Then on top of that, there's gambling mechanisms, and there's like this picture of this weird guy named Epstein. What is this? Who is this guy? And it's like, no, I'm serious. This is how these games are. And then you're doing Galaxy Gas in middle school. You're opening up your Instagram and you're watching TikToks of AI-generated Hitler speeches. You're trying to like become a rapper and a content creator as well. Like, I mean, you're totally like, oh, and by the way, and every single other, you know, Hitler one, you go from Hitler to like ads for like fucking gambling websites for crypto that are like advertised towards children. And then like, so you're trying to take your parents' money and gamble it so you can get your family out of debt, but you lost all the money and like you're 12 years old. Like, it's just the level of fucked kids are now by society is really kind of sad. It's really, really bad. And that's only by age 12. You do all that by 12.
So far in this video, I've tried to offer a relatively neutral take on the pros and cons of these game design patterns. While they're called dark patterns and have a high potential for abuse, I've explained that some of them are moderately harmless if used in a way that provides a lot of value for players.
Yeah.
But if you're watching my channel, you probably want my actual opinion on all of this.
Yes.
I put a lot of thought into this area because I used to run a live service game, and I frequently had to make decisions related to what design patterns were used for meta systems, retention mechanics, and monetization. So here's my current take on this topic. First of all, I think that pretty much everything is fair game in terms of the actual design of the game itself. If a game is targeted at adults rather than children, I don't have a problem with people leaning on behavioral psychology research when designing the actual gameplay of the game and its reward systems within the game. Make your games fun, make them compelling, make people want to play them and want to return to them for their own merits.
I think money is where I have a problem with it. That's my line. Like, games that are addictive that want you to keep playing them, who cares, right? But like, whenever money is involved and they're trying to like get you to spend money, that's whenever it's problematic to me.
Your job as a game designer is to make a really fun game, and understanding how the human brain works is important for that. Players becoming invested in your game and deeply caring about their progression is a good thing. It's why people play games. But I draw the line at deploying dark patterns because they are related to retention systems, meta progression, and monetization. When I'm playing a game, I don't want to have a fear of missing out that makes me feel like I have to play frantically during time-limited events. I don't want to have to log into the game every single day to avoid breaking some stupid streak. I don't want to have to do some minimum amount of activity every day, otherwise I miss out on bonuses. I don't want to have to spam my friends to remind them to log in, otherwise I miss out on rewards. I hate all of this bullshit. When I was growing up... Remind them to log in, otherwise I miss out on rewards. I hate all of this bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. I do too. It's fucking annoying.
When I was growing up, games were designed to be fun, not manipulative. They didn't have literal behavioral scientists and psychologists on staff trying to rewire my brain.
Yeah, it's like you're fucking 12 years old and you have like an army of Harvard scientists and like psychologists that are trying to figure out a way to for you to give them $5. That their entire career, and there's an industry based around getting you to give them $5. That's a lot.
Look, I love the economic and competitive aspects of live service online games, but I just don't find myself enjoying most modern ones. Whenever I see...
I also have live service game fatigue. I do. Like, right now I've been playing Where Winds Meet because it feels like a new game to me because like everything's new. But like, it'll be hard for me to maintain consistency playing it after it's had a number of updates because I'll be like, oh god, I'm going to do the same thing again, right? Like, there's a sameness of it that happens. Like, I've had that happen with every live service game I've played, right? Like, I mean, even PoE, right? But like, especially like gacha games like Honkai Star Rail. Like, I was on it, and I stop. I'm just like, okay, I'm done, right? Or Wuthering Waves, right? I'm on and off. Endless Zone Zero even, right?
Daily tasks, seasonal events, and all the exclusivity FOMO, I just lose all hope that I'll actually enjoy playing the game because I know that it'll be playing me.
Yep.
If you're a developer and really want to add retention mechanisms without straying too deeply into dark patterns, what can you do? Well, first of all, you should try to make your game as fun as possible on its own merits, before relying on external meta mechanics to try to add engagement.
Well, that's what Luke says. That's what's supposed to be going on now, right? So that's what they keep saying now. They're not wanting to bring new players into Pixels until the game is at a state where it's just fun to play as a game. So
what matters, right? Give a login bonus, but like make it a 7-day thing out of a month. Like, that way people can be pleasantly surprised. But like, if you don't have people locked in and enjoying your game after 7 days, maybe you should make a better game.
Once you've done this, it's a matter of transparency, fairness, and respect for your players. Transparently communicate how things work and what players have to do in plain language. Avoid hidden gotchas that
Right, watched all of that. Right, I'm going to go now anyway. Right, it's pretty quiet. It's 7:37 a.m. and I know my daughter's going to be waking up like any second. So while I've got a break and this is at an end, I'm just going to finish my stream now. So yeah, thanks to anyone who popped in. Thanks for the company. For anyone who was talking in chat, I appreciate it. Until next time, just look after yourselves, guys. Be nice to each other and all that. And hopefully see you again. Take it easy, okay? Good night. Good luck.